Hello everyone, myself Halunde SS. Today I am going to discuss related to analog circuit. In this lecture we are going to discuss about basics and the review related to analog circuits. Now let us see about that one by one. Basic practical electronics. In that the passive components are involved in that analog circuit. Along with that the resistor, capacitors, inductors, transformers, diodes, etc. These are the basic components are involved in that passive components like elements in the circuit. In this circuit analysis, then voltage sources, then current sources are these the factors involved in that basic practical electronics. Along with this the analog electronics. In analog electronics, the transistors, op-amps, simple analog electronic circuits, these are involved in that analog electronics. In digital electronics, basic logic gates and the basic ICs, UPS, RAMs, ROMs, ADCs, DACs, PALs, etc. are involved in our basic practical electronics. Along with this, there are some, here I have shown some resistor which we are going to use in our analog circuit day-to-day life. This is a isolated DIP, then this is a burst type of a SIP, and this is a isolated SIP. This is a typical resistor schematic symbol. This is a single axial package. This is a potentiometer and rheostat schematic symbol related to that resistor, which is having in a variable condition. Along with this is when the selecting a resistor for a circuit, there are three parameters to consider. First one is a resistor which is represented in a ohm, second one is a power rating which is considered in a watt, then third one is a tolerance which is measured in terms of percentage, and fourth one is related to type. This is a square, this is a rectangular, and this is a round shape circuit which is we are going to use frequently for everywhere. Along with the types of the resistor, this is a circuit symbol related to that resistor. First one is a fixed value and second one is a variable value. These are the types of resistor, typical resistors. These are the types of the resistors and how we are going to show symbolically these resistors. This I have shown over here. First is a picture related to fixed carbon, then second picture is related to fixed wire round tapped resistor, then third one is related to adjustable wire round resistor, then fourth one is related to potentiometer which is having variable resistor, and next is related to rheostat which is related to that rheostat resistor. Along with this the carbon composition. For the carbon composition, carbon mixed with a binder, molded, backed, ratio of the carbon to binder determines the resistor most common. Then the tolerance is related to that is a 10%. Then carbon film which is related to better temp stability. Then the metal film which is a better tolerance 1%. Then metal oxide which is having better temperature stability and used. The next is related to tolerance in the most long equipment wired wound. The next is related to wire wound. A conducting wire is wound on a ceramic form, tend to be a physically large, low resistances, high power capability, tolerances around 1%. The figure 1.8 shows some wires wounded resistor. This is a sample for the wire wounded resistors, and this is a 3-terminal variable resistors just shown over here. Then this is a color coding of the resistor. In that the first is related to color band, first color band, second color band, third and fourth band is related to that tolerance band. Then this is the color band range is given over here, that is a BB, Roy, Great Britain has very good vibe like this: black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet and gray and white like this, and silver, gold and non-color. These are the tolerance current related to this. For first band we are mentioning 0 to 9 value, then second band we are mentioning from 0 to 9 value, and for the third band it is a 110. That means raised to 10 values, multiplying factor goes on increases. Along with the fourth band tolerance, that is a 10%, 5% and 20%. For the silver it is a 10%, for the gold it is a 5%, for none it is a 20%. Then capacitors are the important role played in our day-to-day life. In that a capacitor is a device that stores the energy as electrical charge on its plates. the stored energy has to be a DC voltage that leads to capacitor acting like open for DC while short for the AC. These plates are placed very close together with a dielectric insulator in between. The capacitance of the capacitor depends on the area of a two plates, how close they are, and the dielectric type. Then the capacitor parameters are the capacitance value, that is a microfarad, that is a microfarads. Then voltage rating, which is represented in terms of volt. The third type is related to type, which is having a positive plate insulators, and the negative plates are available over there by using these capacitors. Then most commonly used capacitors are electrolytic capacitor. The name itself indicates that it will be used to store the charges. Made of electrolytic aluminum electrodes, most common polarized capacitor. They have a positive and a negative terminal. Applications: ripple filters, timing circuits are the application of that electrolytic capacitor. Not a very accurate. High value of the capacitance have leakage, drifting, not suitable use in the HF circuits. They will exploit if the rated working voltage is overheard. Like this is a titanium capacitor made for the thallium pentoxide. They are electrolytic capacitor but used with a material called tantalum for the electrodes. Superior to the aluminum electrolytic capacitor, excellent temperature and the better frequency characteristics is used for the titanium capacitor, used in a logging tool. More expensive than the aluminum but a smaller size. Titanium are also polarized, so watch the positive and the negative indicators. Along with this is a supercapacitor. In that supercapacitors have a very large capacitance value. There are a popular in a desktop PCs and SMPS, switch mode power supply, not used in a logging tools. These are the other types of a capacitor, that is a polyester film capacitor, then multi-layer ceramic capacitor, then tinning or air core capacitor, then metallized polyester film is used over here. Then next is related to adjustable capacitor, which is shown over here. Then the capacitor coding, how we are coding that capacitor. If a capacitor is marked like this 105U, it just means that 10 plus 5 zeros is equal to 10 plus 5 times 0 is equal to 1.3 times 0.3 times 0 picofarad is equal to 1 3 times 0 nanofarad, that is a 1 microfarad. Like this the capacitor is giving that coding. Then the capacitors in the parallel, C total is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. That means the capacitor connection and the total resistance connection, series and parallel, that cases are controversies to each other. For the capacitor total, which is connected in a parallel, the total capacitance value is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Keep in mind that only the total capacitance changes, not the supplied voltage. And for the capacitor in a series, that C total is equal to C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Then inductors. In that inductor is essentially a device which stores the energy in the form of magnetic field. That means inductor which can store the energy in the form of magnetic field, and magnetic field will generate that output towards the circuit. Which is a common uses of the inductors are as a filter and the coil. Most important to use in the transformers is a relay, just shown over here. This is one of the type of relay related to that inductor. Then the type of inductors, first one is a bar coil inductor, then next is a thin film inductor, then next is a toroidal inductor. Bar coil, thin film and toroidal inductor. Thin film inductor, the surface mount type inductors are very small in size and therefore the diverse to be considered when the space becomes an issue. Then toroidal inductors is shown over here. The surface mount type inductors are very small in size and therefore They deserve to be considered when the space becomes an issue. This is a surface mount inductor. Then the transformer. There are so many types of transformer we are going to use in our day-to-day life for the electronic circuit. This is a transformer working for the AC only. Here is a source and a load is connected over here. This is one of the type of transformer. For this, the output voltage is equal, parallel voltage is equal to divided by series voltage is equal to N parallel divided by N series is equal to series current divided by parallel current, like this. This is a step down transformer, and this is a step up transformer. The core is a used made for of the iron and is a laminated. The relays. The relays are the electromagnetic switches which can be made to either the switch on or switch off depending on the relays are the electromagnetic switches which can be made to either the switch on or off depending upon the current in their coil. The relays has the following pin connections below. NC means normally closed, NO means normally opened, COM means common, and coil. This is 1, 2, 3 pin number. NO not connected, NO normally open, COM means common terminal, and NC means for normally closed pin terminal. This is all the circuit diagram related to relay. Then next is some typical circuits voltage divider. Here is the circuit diagram shown for that voltage divider. This is a R1 is a series resistors with R1 and R2. These are the two resistors which are connected in parallel with each other along with the input voltage, and here we are measuring that output voltage. Here the output voltage is equal to input voltage multiplied by R2 divided by R1 plus R2. First one is a with two resistors in a series. The sum of the voltage drop across each equals and the total voltage drop across both. The second terminal is related to determine the voltage between the voltage resistors. We use the voltage divider formula. The voltage divider formula says out is equal to Vin into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This turns out to be a very useful. Then next is a passive component diode. The diode is an electronic device that allows the current to flow in one direction only. There are many types of a diode. Some basic types are rectifier diode, then Zener diode, then light emitting diode. These are the schematic symbols for the diodes. First one is related to plain diode, then second one is related to Zener diode, then third one is related to varactor diode, then fourth one is related to vacuum tube diode, then fifth one is related to LED, light emitting diode. Then the diode, transformer and the capacitor applications. Here I have mentioned that rectifiers. Here I have mentioned that the three types of rectifiers. First rectifier is related to half wave rectifier, then second rectifier is related to full wave rectifier, then third one is related to bridge rectifier. During the negative part of the cycle, that is a D1, which is connected over here by using that forward direction, does not conduct and no current to flow to the load. In the full wave application, it is essentially in a two half wave rectifiers combined, and because the transformer secondary is a center tapped, D1 conducts on the positive half of the cycle while D2 conducts on the negative part of the cycle. Both add together. This is related to positive half cycle and this is related to negative half cycle, and both added together and it will be generates the final output. The next is the diode applications. This is related to voltage regulator. This is the Zener diode works on the principle of essentially a constant voltage drop at the predetermined voltage, which is a voltage having 36 volt is applied towards the diode, which is generating plus 10 volt, plus 12 volt and plus 5 volt, which will be generate out the output plus 22 volt and plus 27 volt, like this. Then next is the other diode application. In that other diode application, we are connecting over here as a LEDs and photodiodes. LEDs usually have a gallium arsenide phosphide just shown over here. Here is a optocoupler and opto-isolator is a present over here. Is optocoupler and opto-isolator will be generates out the output over here. Then 1N35A germanium diode is also we are giving by using this picture like this. Then germanium diodes have the advantage of an intrinsically low forward voltage drop, typically 0.3 volts. This low forward voltage drop results in a low power loss and more efficient diode, making it superior in many ways to the silicon diode. A silicon diode forward voltage drop by comparisons is a typically 0.7 volts. This lower voltage drop with a germanium becomes an important in a very low signal environment, the signal detection from audio to FM frequencies, and in a low level logic circuit. As a result of germanium diodes are given over here. Then voltage and current source are shown over here. This is an ideal voltage source, is a voltage source that maintains the same voltage across the source terminal no matter what current is drawn from the terminal of the source or what current flows into the terminal. Like this voltage and current source will be done over here. Along with this is a similarly an ideal current source would source the same amount of the current no matter what voltage develops. Like this is the circuit analysis 1. In that circuit analysis 1, in the electrical circuits below, what is the voltage across R3 and the current in across R4. L is equal to 2H, C is equal to 1, R is equal to 6 ohms, R2 is equal to 4 ohms, R3 is equal to 2 ohms, R1 is equal to 3 ohms. This is a circuit analysis 2 related to that input in a sine wave, and this is a plot output we are getting over here. All the 3 diodes are general purpose silicon diodes. Along with this is a circuit analysis 3. The 2 electrical bulbs each of 220 volts 40 watt rating are connected in the manner shown. Here we are applying that 220 volt bulb 1 and bulb 2. Here we are applying also 220 volt bulb 1 and bulb 2. The total light in the case A and total across the bulb 1 case A. Here the total light in case B, the volt currents in the bulb 2 and case B is shown over here. Then the transistors. The transistor are the semiconductor electronic devices that can be amplify the current or the voltages when configured properly. There are many types of the transistor. For selecting a transistor, we need to know the applications desired, the type of transistor, voltage, power rating, and maximum frequency of the operation, which is shown over here. This is a NPN transistor and this is PNP transistor. For the transistor, symbolical diagram is shown over here. This is a drain terminal, this is a gate terminal, and this is a source terminal. This is a MOSFET for N channel, this is a MOSFET for N channel, this is related to P, and this is also related to P channel. Then next is a most transistor have 3 leads which must be connected in the correct way round. These days transistors come in a variety of the packages and sometimes can difficult to recognize. Thus these are some transistor snaps I have shown over here. The test circuit for the transistor as which besides the amplifying the transistor, we can also be connected as a switch. We use this type of a configuration typically inside our lagging equipment to activate the relays by sending a remote control signal to the base of that transistor. Then the transistor application. Here I have mentioned some applications related to transistor. First one is a Darlington pair. Darlington pair related to that transistor is related to sometimes we need to amplify and handle the large currents. For that purpose, the Darlington pair is used related to transistor. Then controlling relays, driving loudspeakers are also mentioned in that Darlington pair. In such a case, we put a small signal transistor that is a TR1 high gain but the low current in a series with the power transistor TR2 the low gain but the high current as shown in over here. The result composite transistors is called as a Darlington pair. A Darlington pair has a high gain as well as a high power. One can make the Darlington pair by using 2 separate transistors by. The simple transistor amplifier. Given the below in a standard common emitter AC amplifier, the transistor is a silicon NPN. Assume the half, that is a beta is a very greater than 100, VB is equal to 0.7 volt. The gain related to AC gain of the circuit, what the vector come into value, just we have to calculate. The DC voltage at the base of the transistor is also important factor, along with the DC voltage at the collector of the transistor is also important. Then the DC voltage at the emitter of transistor is also important, along with the DC current from the collector to emitter is also important. Then the push-pull amplifiers. One use of the phase splitters is to provide input signal to a single stage amplifier that uses the 2 transistors. These transistors are configured in a such a way that the two outputs, that is a 180-degree out of phase with each other, combine. This allows the more gain than one transistor could supply by itself. This push-pull amplifier is used where the high power output and the good fidelity are needed. Along with this, the amplifier's frequency response, the bandwidth of an amplifier, the bandwidth response, the amount or the width of the frequencies or the band of the frequencies that the amplifier is the most effective in amplifying. Thus, we are going to calculating that bandwidth is equal to F2 minus F1. Thus, we are getting over here as a bandwidth. Then next is a analog electronic operational amplifier. In that analog electronic operational amplifier, first terminal is connected as a inverting input, second terminal connected as a non-inverting input, and these two inputs are given to the differential amplifier along with the voltage amplifier and then output amplifier. Along with this, we are calculating here as a output. First, we are applying that VCC input towards that voltage amplifier and minus VE input to the voltage amplifier. Then the input stage is a differential amplifier that works for the AC, also high input impedance. The high gain voltage amplifier, which is typically very greater than 10,000, the low output impedance to deliver the several milliampere of the current into load connected to the output. Then op-amps application. There are common application of the op-amp we know very well, that is the inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier, summing amplifier, voltage amplifier, instrumentation amplifier and the filters. Then non-inverting amplifier, once we are applying that input towards the negative terminal of the op-amp, then that type of amplifier is called as a inverting amplifier, and once we are applying that input voltage towards the positive terminal of the op-amp, then we are calling that op-amp as a non-inverting amplifier. And the output voltage by using that non-inverting amplifier is we have calculated by using the formula gain into differential input voltage. Here we are applying the differential input as a Vin, and gain factor related to non-inverting terminal is 1 plus R2 by R1. For that purpose, the output voltage here came into picture is V out is equal to 1 plus R2 divided by R1 into bracket multiplied by V in. Then this is a circuit diagram related to inverting amplifier. As I told, the inverting amplifier, the input voltage is applied towards the negative terminal of the op-amp. For that purpose, the output similarly to that non-inverting op-amp amplifier output, here also that output of for inverting amplifier is calculated by gain into differential input voltage. But here we are applying that input towards the negative terminal of the op-amp. For that purpose, the gain is introduced over here related to inverting terminal of the op-amp, and that is minus R2 divided by R1. Then here this is a circuit diagram related to summing amplifier, that is a mixture. For that summing amplifier mixture, the negative terminal is included along with the input voltages V1, V2 and V3 along with the feedback resistor RF, and here we are calculating that output voltage. Thus the output voltage V out is calculated as minus RF by R1 into V1 minus RF by R2 into V2 minus RF by R3 into V3. Also used in DACs will see later. Voltage follower. For that voltage follower, the output voltage is equal to input voltage. What is the output of that voltage follower? Output voltage is equal to input voltage. This is the output related to that voltage follower. That means sometimes voltage follower is also called as a unity gain amplifier. That means the gain introduced by that voltage follower is equal to 1. The high input resistance are in low output resistance used as a buffer stage between any two electronic devices, and why? These are the questions came in mind related to that voltage follower. Then next is related to instrumentation amplifier. This is also one of the example related to our op-amp. First one, here we are applying that is the negative input towards that this op-amp. Here we are applying positive input towards that op-amp, and it will be generated out that output. I have shown over here. Then op-amp challenges. What are the challenges came across that op-amp? Just shown over here. Very popular with the audio engineers, that is a plot of a gain of the circuit with respect to position of the vapor of the potentiometer. This is a very important challenge in front of that op-amp. Then filter technology. Along with that filter technology, the passband is the range of frequencies over which it will be passes an incoming signal, and low pass filters passes the low frequency signal, and high pass filter passes the high frequency signal. The band pass filter passes a limited range of frequencies. The band stop filters blocks the signal occurring between the two given frequencies. Along with this, the filters are two types. First one is the active filter and second one is a passive filters. What is the background related to these two types of filter? Just see. An active filter is one that, along with R, L and C components, also contains an energy source such as that derived from the operational amplifier. And in a passive filters is one that contains only R, L and C components. It is not necessary that all three be present. L is often omitted on the purpose from passive filter design because of the size and the cost of the inductors. The next is related to, and they also carry along a resistor R that must be included in the design. Then next is related to passive filters. The passive components, that is the resistor, capacitor, inductors, use non-amplifying elements, that is the transistor, operational amplifiers. These are the passive devices. Then the passive filters, no transistor, no diodes, etc. are involved in that passive filter. Along with the gain should be greater than or equal to 1, and output load becomes a part of the circuit. Simplest electronic filter consists of the resistor, inductors and the capacitor. These are the components involved in that simplest electronic circuit. Since the resistor has the symbol R, inductance the symbol L and the capacitance symbol C, so the filter exists in so-called RC, RL, LC and LCR varieties. How the passive filters works? The passive filter works depending upon the three parameters. First one is the capacitors, which will be block the low frequency signal and conduct the high frequency signals. Then inductors will be blocks the high frequency signal, it will be conducts the low frequency signal. Along with the resistors have no frequency selective properties related to that resistors. Then passive analog filters, which is the background, that is, there are four types of the filters, that is the ideal. First is related to low pass filter, that means it will be passes the low frequency signal and it will be blocks that high frequency signal. Second is related to high pass filter, that means it will be passes that high frequency signal and it will be block outs that low frequency signal. Then fourth one is related to band pass filter, which will be passes the selected band and reject the rest of all the band. Then fourth number type of filter is related to band stop filter, that means it will be stops the selected band and rest of all the part is transmitted by that filter. Along with this, the realistic filters are also present in this system. First, graphical representation is related to that low pass. Second is the curve related to high pass filter. Then next is a band pass filter, and next is related to band stop filter. Then the low pass filter considered in a circuit diagram just shown over here. For the low pass filter, in every circuit the resistor is connected in a series and capacitor is connected in a parallel. For that purpose, whatever the combination is formed by this structure, then that combination is called as a low pass filter circuit. For that low pass filter, that is output voltage divided by input voltage, is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus j omega RC. This is the output structure related to gain factor for that low pass filter. The next factor is related to high pass filter. Only the controversies or a reverse connection for that resistor position and a capacitor position is over there. Here the capacitor is connected in a series and resistor is connected in a parallel. For that purpose, this structure is called as a high pass filter. Here the gain factor, that is output voltage divided by input voltage factor, is given by that formula j omega RC divided by 1 plus j omega RC. Then the active filters, combination of the passive components and the amplifiers, this will be designed that active filters. And for the active filters, one of the important quality we are going to observing that high Q value, then able to achieve the resonance frequency without the use of that inductors. Then low pass active filters, for that low pass active filters, it will be passes that low frequency signal and it will be block out that high frequency signal. In this also, here we are connecting that low pass filter along with the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp. For that purpose, here the resistor value is given for the gain factor is 1 plus Rf divided by Ra. That means whatever the feedback resistance is present over there divided by that input resistance value. High pass active filter. In that high pass active filter, just shown here over here, here the capacitor is connected in a series and resistor is connected in a parallel. For that purpose, this type of a structure is called as a high pass active filter, which is simplifying circuit differentiator which responses at a higher frequency. The capacitor acts as a short. The gain becomes minus R1 divided by R2. At a lower frequencies, the capacitor is open and the signal is lost. High pass active filter. In that high pass filter, active filter, for that purpose the capacitor is connected in a series and resistor is connected in a parallel. These are the similar to the active low pass filters and may be constructed by cascading the first and the second order sections. Here a first order section is mentioned over here. Then required filter order. Typically we will have a required for a filter with a particular pass band, stop band, minimum maximum pass band gain and the minimum stop band attenuation. The first thing we need to do is choose the filters type and order. We will assume the typical has already been chosen, so we need to determine the order. Then this is a band pass filter, that is a 100 to 200 Hz filter, which is having the values of C1 R1, that is a R2 C2. Then this is a RI, this is a RFB. Here we are calculating that output voltage and here we are giving that input towards that circuit. Then this is a band stop filter. Related to this we are getting our output through this circuit. Then here is the review related to our today's lecture. Related to in a logging we have to deal with the basic electronics. The passive electrical circuit consists of resistor, capacitor, inductors, transformers, diodes, etc. And the active electronic circuits consisting of the active devices like transistor, op-amps, pulses, passive components. Understanding of the basic circuits like amplifiers, filters, buffers, mixers, power supplies is important. Thus we have studied related to basic structure of that analog circuits. Thank you.